Young and the Restless Early Edition spoilers. Summer prepares for war. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Young and the Restless weekly spoilers find Summer Newman on the warpath and ready for a fight during the week of July 8 to 12, 2024. On My and R, check out the latest spoilers for the CBS opera. Young and the Restless early weekly spoilers. Summer Newman rages. Next week, on My and R, Summer Newman goes off on her ex-husband, Kyle Abbott. She's already unhappy with him for hiring Claire Grace Howard as their son, Harrison Locke's new nanny. Now, she's appalled that he's spending time with his former fling, Audra Charles, again. But next week on Young and the Restless, things get worse. She's furious to learn that he's moving out of the Abbott mansion. Then she confronts Kyle because she can't believe he decided to move out with Harrison and didn't tell her. She goes on to say that if he thinks she's going to let him take Harrison away, he's delusional. Recently, the Kyle actor promised the storyline will soon get nasty between Kyle and Summer. Indeed, it looks like it's already starting, and it's only going to get worse. My and R weekly spoilers. Jack rages at Victor. While Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, goes to war with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, over Harrison Locke, Redding Munsell, more drama erupts within the Abbott family. Coming up on Young and the Restless, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, faces off with Victor Newman, Eric Braeden. Next week, Jack shows up at Victor's office at Newman Enterprises. Of course, the mustache isn't happy to see Jack and wants to know what he is doing there. He is livid and declares that he warned Victor that his family is off limits and to stay away from them. Indeed, he ignored Jack's warning. First, he antagonized Jack's wife, Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters. Then, after that, he hired Kyle to run Glissade for him with Audra Charles, Zalika Silver. Victor wants to destroy Jack and Jabot Cosmetics, but he's not going down without a fight. Young and the Restless next week spoilers. Tracy gets a surprise. Meanwhile, on Y and R, Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, gets a welcome surprise. Her good friends, Christine Blair Williams, Laura Lee Bell, and Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, show up in Paris for a surprise visit. Of course, Tracy is ecstatic to see them on Young and the Restless. More and more people are showing up to support Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, and her family in Paris, and it seems things are looking up for them. Y and R is sizzling next week. Don't miss it to see Summer Newman stand her ground with Kyle on the CBS daytime drama. The last few weeks in Genoa City have seen tension mounting between the Newman, Abbott, and Winters families. At the heart of this turmoil is none other than Summer Newman Abbott, a woman who has always tried to maintain the balance between family loyalty and her own ambition. But as the situation grows more complex, Summer finds herself standing at the crossroads of loyalty and war, her marriage, her family, and her future all hanging in the balance. Chapter 2. The Unseen Struggle. At the beginning of the week, Summer finds herself facing internal turmoil. She has always believed in the power of family, something she's seen her parents, Nick and Phyllis, struggle with time and time again. But now, as Kyle's rivalry with Jack reaches a boiling point, Summer's perspective is shifting. Her marriage is no longer just about love and partnership. It's become a battleground for control of Abbott Enterprises, and Summer feels the weight of this responsibility more than ever before. In private, Summer reflects on how much things have changed in just a few short months. She never imagined that her love for Kyle Abbott would lead her down this road, a path filled with deceit, power plays, and the constant threat of betrayal. Her relationship with Kyle has always been complicated, but now it's becoming clear that the stakes are higher than ever. If she wants to save her marriage and her family, Summer must prepare for war, no matter how much she wishes she didn't have to. Chapter 3. The Early Tension, Kyle's Growing Desperation. Kyle Abbott's determination to take over Abbott Enterprises continues to escalate, and Summer feels his growing frustration. Kyle, once the son Jack believed he could groom for success, is now consumed with ambition and anger. As Jack positions himself to protect the company he's built, Kyle becomes more desperate to prove his worth. He wants more than just control. He wants the validation he feels he's always been denied. Summer, ever the peacemaker, tries to reach out to Kyle and calm him down. In a quiet moment at home, she gently speaks to him, hoping to remind him of the importance of family. "Kyle, I understand that you feel overlooked, but this obsession with taking over the company. Can't you see that?" Kyle, looking more intense than ever, responds with coldness. "I'm not just doing this for myself, Summer. I'm doing it for us, our future. If I don't take control now, I might as well hand the company to Jack. You know he's never going to let me be the man I was meant to be." Summer, frustrated and feeling the pressure of her husband's ambition, takes a deep breath. "I know you want to prove yourself, Kyle. But don't you see? This isn't just about the company. It's about us, our lives. If you push too hard, you'll lose me." Her words fall on deaf ears. Kyle has made up his mind. He's willing to sacrifice everything to gain the power he feels he deserves. Summer is left feeling helpless as her husband becomes increasingly consumed by his goal. Chapter 4. The Shift in Summer's Perspective. In the days that follow, Summer starts to reconsider her own position. Her love for Kyle has always been a driving force, but now she finds herself questioning if it's enough to hold them together. The future she imagined is slipping further away as Kyle spirals into obsession with the Abbott family legacy. Her relationship with him has shifted into something unfamiliar, an uneasy partnership, a political maneuver rather than a marriage based on mutual trust and respect. Summer reaches out to her mother, Phyllis Summers, for guidance. Phyllis, who knows all too well the cost of ambition and revenge, takes Summer's concerns seriously. "Summer, listen to me," Phyllis advises, her voice soft but firm. "I've been where you are, torn between love and ambition. But what Kyle doesn't see is that he's pushing everyone away. He thinks he's fighting for something bigger, but all he's really doing is isolating himself. Don't let him drag you down with him." "But Mom," Summer says, her voice breaking, "I love him. I don't know what to do anymore. He's changed, and I can't keep pretending that things are okay." Phyllis looks at her daughter, her eyes filled with empathy. "Then it's time for you to decide. Are you going to keep standing by and letting this war consume you both? Or are you going to fight for yourself, fight for what you really want?" Phyllis's words hit Summer hard. In that moment, she realizes something. The war she's facing isn't just Kyle's battle for Abbott Enterprises. It's a battle for her own future. She cannot let Kyle's obsession with power destroy what they have left. She needs to reclaim her own strength and prepare for the fight that's coming, whether she wants to or not. Chapter 5. Summer's Plan. Preparation for Battle. By the middle of the week, Summer's resolve is hardening. She realizes she can no longer stand idly by, hoping Kyle will change or see reason. Instead, she begins to take matters into her own hands. If Kyle is going to continue his war for Abbott Enterprises, Summer must ensure that she has the strength, resources, and support she needs to weather the storm. She starts by reestablishing her connections within Newman Enterprises. Summer knows that, despite her marriage to Kyle, her loyalty to her family cannot be disregarded. She meets with her father, Nick Newman, to discuss the future of both businesses. Nick has always been her sounding board, and he listens carefully as Summer expresses her concerns. "Dad, I don't know where this is going," Summer admits, her voice tinged with worry. "I love Kyle, but I can't keep sacrificing everything for him. I feel like I'm losing myself." Nick places a comforting hand on her shoulder. "Summer, you've got to be smart about this. Don't let Kyle's fight for power drag you into something you're not prepared for. I know how much you care about him, but you can't let him use you as collateral in his war for control. If he's going to keep pushing for the top spot, you need to make sure you have your own support. Summer nods, her mind already working through the next steps. She realizes that Nick is right. She can't let herself be a pawn in this battle. She needs to be proactive, take charge, and figure out how to protect her own interests. This isn't just about protecting her marriage anymore. It's about her own survival in a world that has become increasingly cutthroat. Summer begins to discreetly re-establish relationships with key figures in the business world, reaching out to old contacts who might prove useful should she need them. She's careful not to tip off Kyle or anyone within his circle, keeping her plans hidden behind a veil of normalcy. Summer knows that if a war is coming, she needs to be prepared to fight back. Chapter 6: Kyle's Blind Spot, the Ultimate Betrayal. As Summer continues to quietly plan her next steps, Kyle remains oblivious to the shifting tides around him. His focus is on Abbott Enterprises, and he believes that Summer will follow him wherever he leads. But what Kyle fails to see is that his obsession with the company is slowly pushing his wife to stay there forever. In a dramatic moment, Summer confronts Kyle, no longer willing to be the passive participant in his battle. "Kyle, I'm not going to sit back and watch you destroy everything we've built," she declares, her voice steely with determination. "If you think you can just march into that boardroom and take control, you're wrong. You're losing everything that matters, including me." Kyle, still consumed by his ambition, scoffs at Summer's warning. "You don't understand, Summer. I'm doing this for us, for our future." But Summer's eyes flash with a dangerous resolve. "Not like this, Kyle. Not if it costs me my happiness. I can't fight for you if you're not fighting for me." The moment is charged with raw emotion, and for the first time in their relationship, Summer sees the cold, calculating side of Kyle, something she never thought she'd witness. In that moment, she realizes just how far he's willing to go to achieve his goals, and she knows she's about to enter a war that will change everything. Chapter 7: The First Strike. Summer makes her move. By the end of the week, Summer's preparations are complete. She has her allies in place, her business interests secured, and a new sense of clarity about what she wants from her future. As the war between Kyle and Jack reaches new heights, Summer is no longer a passive observer. She's a player in her own right, and she's ready to fight for everything she believes in. Her first move comes when she publicly challenges Kyle's position at Abbott Enterprises, aligning herself with key figures who have doubts about Kyle's leadership. She makes a bold strategic move that catches both Kyle and Jack off guard, throwing a wrench into Kyle's plans. As the week ends, Summer stands at the precipice of a battle that could change her life forever. With Kyle still reeling from the betrayal and Jack watching from the sidelines, Summer knows that the war is far from over. But she's ready, prepared for the fight that will define her future. Conclusion: a new beginning. Summer Newman Abbott's preparation for war is only the beginning of a new chapter in her life. As the stakes continue to rise, she will have to navigate the delicate balance between love, loyalty, and ambition. The battle for Abbott Enterprises is just one aspect of the war she's now fighting. Summer's choices will shape the future of her family and her legacy, and there's no telling where this war will ultimately lead. Stay tuned for the next phase of Summer's journey, as she rises to meet the challenges ahead, ready to fight for her future, no matter the cost. Summer Newman Abbott's decision to take charge of her own destiny sends ripples through her family, and the consequences are more far-reaching than anyone anticipated. As Kyle becomes increasingly fixated on taking control of Abbott Enterprises, Summer's strategic move to align with key figures in the company has effectively shifted the balance of power. But what she doesn't expect is the backlash she faces from her own family, especially from Jack and her father, Nick. Jack's response: furious father, cautious leader. Jack Abbott, ever the calculating businessman, is no stranger to backdoor deals and power plays. However, he's blindsided by Summer's sudden shift in allegiance, and he's far from happy about it. As the week progresses, Jack calls a family meeting, determined to get to the bottom of what's going on. The Abbott family's loyalty is already stretched thin with Kyle's volatile behavior, but Summer's actions now put her in direct opposition to the family she was born into. "You've crossed a line, Summer," Jack says, his voice low but filled with anger. "I understand ambition, but this is reckless. This is not how we handle things in this family." Summer, standing her ground with a newfound determination, responds coolly, "I'm not doing this to hurt you, Jack. I'm doing this because I can't stand by and watch Kyle tear everything apart. I have to make my own decisions, and you need to understand that." Jack looks at her with a mix of pride and disappointment. "You think you can play this game, Summer? You don't realize the cost of what you're doing. Abbott Enterprises is not a game. This is family." "I'm well aware of that," Summer retorts, her gaze unwavering. "And I've been a part of this family long enough to know what happens when you let one person's ambition destroy everything else. I won't let that happen again." Jack, who has always viewed Summer as a powerful ally in his business endeavors, feels the sting of her words, but he can't deny that her actions, while unpredictable, may have merit. However, this acknowledgement is followed by a sharp warning. "You're making things more complicated than they need to be. If you're not careful, you'll end up losing everything, not just Abbott Enterprises,
Summer,
but your
Jack's
Jack's words are a bitter reminder of the stakes, but she refuses to be intimidated. She knows that if she's going to survive the war brewing in her family, she can't let anyone, not even Jack, push her around. Nick's reaction: protective father. Meanwhile, Nick Newman is grappling with his own set of emotions. As Summer's father, Nick is torn between supporting his daughter and warning her about the dangers of her decisions. He's proud of her for standing up for herself, but he's also worried about the toll this power struggle will take on her. In an intimate moment between father and daughter, Nick expresses his concern. "Summer, I get why you're doing this, I really do. But you need to understand that you're playing with fire. Kyle isn't the only one who'll get burned if this goes wrong." Summer, always able to confide in her father, softens. "I'm not doing this to hurt him, Dad. But I can't keep putting my dreams and future on hold for Kyle's ambition. I have to protect myself." Nick sighs, his protective instincts kicking in. "Just be careful, sweetheart. You're stronger than anyone gives you credit for, but this is a dangerous game. Don't let it consume you." Despite his warnings, Nick also knows that Summer's fire is something she can't ignore. He can only hope that she will have the wisdom to navigate the treacherous waters ahead. And while his protective nature will always be there, he can't shield her from the harsh reality of the business world, especially not now. Chapter 9: Summer's Strategic Moves. Summer's next steps are bold, calculated, and precise. She's not just trying to prove herself, she's playing for keeps, and she knows the risks involved. To maintain her hold on the power dynamics within Abbott Enterprises, she begins working behind the scenes to secure her alliances and lay the groundwork for a takeover of her own. The new power player, Victoria Newman. Victoria Newman has always been a force to be reckoned with, and Summer recognizes that she may need to build bridges with her formidable aunt. While Victoria has traditionally kept her distance from the inner workings of the Abbott family, Summer realizes that aligning with her could help tip the scales in her favor. In a meeting at Newman Enterprises, Summer approaches Victoria cautiously. "I know you've had your issues with the Abbotts, but I think we can work together. Kyle's ambitions are tearing us apart. But you and we could bring something to the table that no one else can." Victoria, always one for strategy, considers the proposition carefully. "And what exactly would you want from me, Summer?" "A seat at the table," Summer replies, her tone steady. "I want to be a player in the business world, not just a figurehead. I need someone with your strength to back me up when things get tough. Kyle isn't going to back down, but if you and I work together, We can take control of this situation and Abbott Enterprises together. Victoria's eyes narrow as she weighs the situation. While she's always been fiercely independent, she sees the potential benefits of teaming up with Summer. She knows how to play the long game, and Summer's offer could provide her with leverage over both the Abbotts and the Newmans. A deal is struck, tentatively for now, but with the potential to reshape the future of both families. Summer's next move: publicly positioning herself. The battle for Abbott Enterprises is heating up, and Summer knows that if she wants to win, she can't stay in the shadows. As the week progresses, she begins to publicly position herself as a leader in the business world, making strategic moves that both secure her place within the company and challenge Kyle's grip on power. She begins with a public statement to the press, reinforcing her commitment to Abbott Enterprises and her vision for the company's future. "I'm proud of the legacy my family has built at Abbott Enterprises, but I believe there's more to be done. We need to evolve, embrace change, and ensure that this company remains a leader in the industry for generations to come." Her words land with a thud, making it clear that she's staking her claim, not just as Kyle's wife, but as a woman with a vision for the company's future. This isn't just about a family feud anymore. It's about power, influence, and the future of a billion-dollar empire. The press is buzzing, and Kyle, furious at Summer's public declaration, confronts her later that day. "You've gone too far, Summer. This isn't just about the company, it's about you trying to humiliate me in front of the world." But Summer, resolute and confident, holds her ground. "You've pushed me into a corner, Kyle. You didn't leave me any other choice. I'm not going to sit idly by while you destroy everything, including us." Chapter 10. The fallout is down. The fallout from Summer's decision begins to affect every facet of her life. Her relationship with Kyle has shifted irreparably, and the tensions between her and Jack are palpable. But Summer's moves have also placed her at the forefront of the battle for Abbott Enterprises, and she's not backing down. Kyle, feeling betrayed and furious, is plotting his next move. His desperation grows as he realizes that Summer isn't the obedient wife he thought she would be. The war for control of Abbott Enterprises is no longer just a corporate battle, it's a personal one. And with every move Summer makes, she's digging in deeper, ready to face whatever comes next. For Summer, the question remains, has she gone too far? Or is this the beginning of a new chapter in her life, one where she's no longer willing to play second fiddle to anyone, including her husband? End of early edition spoilers. Summer's battle intensifies. Looking ahead. As Summer continues to navigate her complex relationships, the stakes grow higher, and the war for Abbott Enterprises becomes more intense. Will Summer's bold moves pay off, or will she lose everything she's fought for? Stay tuned for more twists and turns as the battle between family, loyalty, and ambition takes center stage in the coming weeks. As Summer's war for Abbott Enterprises intensifies, she's faced with increasingly difficult decisions. Her family is divided, and the once clear lines between loyalty and ambition are starting to blur. With Kyle's aggression reaching new heights, Summer realizes that she needs to solidify her position, but she can't do it alone. As the week progresses, an unexpected ally emerges who might be able to help her achieve her goals: Ashley Abbott. Ashley's return, a game-changer for Summer. Ashley Abbott's return to Genoa City was met with both excitement and curiosity, and it seems her presence might just be the turning point Summer needs. Ashley, a seasoned businesswoman with a long history at Abbott Enterprises, has always been a formidable force in the family business. Summer, in her moment of desperation, reaches out to Ashley for guidance, knowing that Ashley's strategic mind could provide her with the insight she needs to stay ahead of Kyle's plans. In a tense meeting at the Abbott mansion, Summer takes a deep breath before speaking. "I know you've always had your reservations about me, but I need your help. The situation with Kyle has gone beyond what I ever imagined. I'm not just fighting for control of the company, I'm fighting to save my family, too. Ashley, ever the skeptic, but also a realist, studies Summer carefully. She's aware of the internal power struggle brewing within the Abbott family and knows that this is no ordinary battle. I didn't expect you to come to me for help, Summer, but I can see that you're in over your head, and Kyle. Well, he's too blinded by his ambition to see the bigger picture. Summer nods, acknowledging Ashley's wisdom. I need to prove to everyone that I'm not just a pawn in Kyle's game. I have my own vision for Abbott Enterprises, and I need someone who can show me how to make that vision a reality. Ashley thinks for a moment, then responds with a calculating smile. All right, let's make one thing clear. If we're going to do this, it's not just about taking Kyle down. It's about positioning you as a legitimate contender for the future of this company. I've got a few tricks up my sleeve, and I think we can make a powerful move together. For Summer, this moment feels like the first step toward reclaiming control over her future. With Ashley's help, she knows she can shift the dynamics in her favor and potentially turn the tide in the battle for Abbott Enterprises. But with every strategic move, the stakes continue to rise, and Summer realizes that there's no turning back. Chapter 12. A strategic shift, Summer's new alliance. By the middle of the week, Summer's alliance with Ashley Abbott begins to bear fruit. The two women work in secret, gathering intel on Kyle's next moves and planning their next steps carefully. Summer becomes more confident in her role as a businesswoman, slowly shedding the image of the dutiful wife and stepping into her own power. Ashley teaches Summer the art of negotiation, the importance of timing, and the delicate balance between risk and reward. Together, they start to position Summer as a forward-thinking leader, someone who can carry on the legacy of Abbott Enterprises, but with a new vision that reflects the modern business world. As part of their strategy, Summer begins to leverage her relationship with Victor Newman. She reaches out to him, knowing that his influence and resources could be a game changer. Though Victor has always been more closely aligned with Newman Enterprises, Summer realizes that if she can align herself with the right people, she can tip the scales in her favor.